Time for some analysis and perspective. Fox News senior political analyst Brit Hume is here with me in Philadelphia, and syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer joins us from Washington. Okay, Brit, your sense of all of this as it's developed. You just heard Robbie Mook and the developments today about Donald Trump.
Well, I think James Rosen is on the right track when he points out how long we've known her. It's a very long time. I mean, the first time I ever met her was 36 years ago. And we've seen an awful lot of her since. We saw a lot of her during her husband's administration. She was very involved. She is a very, very famous and quite well-known woman. And if she now is in the predicament she is, where a lot of people don't like or trust her, I don't think one speech on one night is going to do much about that. And indeed, Brett, I think if we look back to last night when Barack Obama made the strongest case he could for her, that the moment at the end of that, when she came out on the stage with him and they were locked in that evidently warm embrace, may have told us more about how she's going to try to win the election than anything else. She may say some things to reach out to Trump-type voters tonight, but this is a woman running for the third term of Barack Obama, and if you like the first two terms of Barack Obama, you may be inclined to vote for her, and if you don't, you may not.
Charles, I didn't ask Robbie Mook about this, but earlier today on with Politico, he said that she is a workhorse, not a show horse, and that people won't fully appreciate who she is until she's elected president. It sounded to a lot of people like we won't know what's in the bill until the House passes the bill.
Well, I think that's probably true. And there's no way that in one speech she's going to alter a 30-year impression that is really engraven in stone. It seems to me that her embrace of Obama is utterly inevitable. When you've been a member of the cabinet or the vice president to a sitting president and you want to succeed him, there's no way that you can actually loosen the embrace, so you might as well ride with it. I found the most astonishing line of the entire convention was Obama's speech yesterday, where in one sentence he bracketed fascist, communist, jihadists, and what he called homegrown demagogues. Now, as you know, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, but I wouldn't compare him to Hitler, Stalin, and Osama bin Laden. It shows you the depth of feeling that Obama has and a lot of Democrats have about Trump. Part of it perhaps personal because of the birther issue, but I think because Trump represents the antithesis of what he does in his own mind, and he really is going to throw his weight into this election. And it might help her since his numbers are pretty good.
You know, Brett, I asked Mook about this. You start this convention, the party chair steps down. Right. The day before this convention starts, there's an outreach to progressives and Bernie Sanders supporters. And now the focus has been about moderates and Republicans.
I don't think that there's going to be a great deal of progress made here as an outreach to moderates. Donald Trump may do it for them, because a lot of them may turn away from him. But I don't think that when people look at Hillary Clinton and the people who would support her most enthusiastically, and the Sanders contingent has come around, I think they regard her as kind of a latter-day Sanders and sandals and candles liberal who is really running as that, and has calculated that perhaps that'll be good enough.
10 seconds, Charles.
Well, she banished Sanders. The Sanders element is very much diminished over the 2 days. I think it's smart for her to run towards the middle, and I think she'll start to do it tonight.
That was 12, but very good. Thank you, Charles, in Washington, and Brit here.
I don't have a clock in this studio, so I missed the mark.
Now it's 16.